This is a breaking news alert.
Following some breaking news right now, talking about an active aggressor that has been reported at the Covenant School. Someone from the school made that first 911 call.
But it sounds like there's multiple victims down inside the school.
3 children are now confirmed dead.
My heart is just hurting right now. Thoughts and prayers for these families.
There's no words because they weren't letting the parents up there, so they were just running up the street.
We're hearing from parents who watched this immediate reaction to the scene by parents of the school who weren't getting information.
Just so many questions.
Yeah,
People wanting to know what was actually happening.
I'm actually a school shooting survivor myself. It happened years ago. I was actually in the hallway during break when the gunman opened fire, shooting one of my peers and killing them. And I hid underneath the risers in my choir class, so I know exactly what some of these kids are going through today.
You can see behind me, there's school buses here. There were several that came through just a few minutes ago. We know that children are being taken to the reunification center to meet up with parents. You can see though that a lot of parents have just come here themselves.
You could just hear parents yelling, "Where do I go and how do I get to my kid?"
We're taking a look here, a video inside of that sanctuary where the reunification efforts have been playing out for the last hour or so.
There was just a shrill, I'll never forget, just the hair-raising screams of a mother who had just received a phone call, and it got silent in that sanctuary.
This is what nightmares are made of.
I could see a mother going from bus to bus, calling for her child's name. And I know that's as a parent, that's one of the most heartbreaking things that you can hear.
Kids are all locked down, but we have 2 kids that we don't know where they are. Help! There's children up there.
Give me 3! Let's get 3!
Officers hear shots being fired in a hallway to the right of them, so that's where they go.
I'm going to swing over if we can and show you what's happening right now. So right now, members of the FBI, Metro Police, their SWAT team are all gathered in front of this house, 3005 Brightwood Avenue. According to public records, that is a home that is owned by the Hale family. The shooter is Audrey Hale.
This home could hold important clues in the case.
Tonight, we watched as police carried bags of evidence out of this house.
Today is a First Alert weather day.
Can you guys pull up that camera, that big camera that you have? Just make that full screen. There it is. That's the tornado on the ground in Montgomery County. If you are near Whitfield Road in Montgomery County, listen to my voice. Get into your safe space immediately. That is what we're watching. It is now on the ground. This is live footage.
There are still, though, some people who are currently being rescued by crews.
There is a house that collapsed over there. They could hear a little girl screaming, saying that she was with her brother and she needed help.
And my husband had to go over there and help pick up some wood to get a little girl and a little boy out.
Just right now, you're seeing an ambulance come down the road. There's always activity right now.
There's a moving truck that's flipped onto its side, and it was pushed up against the house.
This will be a director call. This is something you can even see, but we'll give it a whirl here. So this is from Gate 1 at Fort Campbell. You see cars on their sides, and in a moment, there she is. The woman standing in that doorway, her home pretty much destroyed all around her.
Oh my God, oh no!
Yeah, we're all gasping watching that video.
The airbags have been deployed. There's insulation up there too. So it was either rolled over and landed here, or something hit it and then kept going.
Wife Angie's a nurse. She was able to do some CPR. She's really good.
Unfortunately, it sounds like he is alluding to serious injuries and possible fatalities.
Right now, right smack dab through Davidson County. Looks like it'll go just north of Nashville. We have a confirmed tornado on the ground.
I-65 Vietnam Veterans Boulevard. We can actually see the tornado moving across. Yes, we can see the power flashes as the storm is moving across. This tornado, a confirmed tornado, we're seeing it right here.
A flurry of activity just here recently. You see all of those people there walking.
And this site behind me truly shows what a lot of this community looks like as a result of that tornado that rolled through the area.
And they appear like doll houses. You can see right inside.
Massive damage this morning after a deadly tornado outbreak strikes Tennessee, 6 people lost their lives, including 2 children.
Joseph Dalton died a hero.
She doesn't think that my son or her would be alive if it weren't for him.
The loss of Floridalma and Anthony is one that's hard to accept.
Queremos ver al nen, a mi mamá, ¿dónde están?
They're asking for Mom. Where's my mom? We want to see where my brother and my mom are.
This is what's left of her neighbor's home. She was just feet away from the destruction that killed 3 of them.
And this is where a cross is placed for Arlen Cody.
When severe weather threatens the mid-state.
I am not one that typically is alarming person. You know that if you've been watching me for years here. We want you to take this very, very seriously.
The WSMV4 First Alert Weather Team is the first to alert you to severe weather before it touches down in your area.
Now, not only is it on the ground, but it is a catastrophic tornado that could cause catastrophic damage as it works its way through.
Keeping you and your family safe from changes in the weather is why we First Alert.
Breaking at this hour, TBI agents are at the Alabama home of a truck driver accused in a kidnapping. The bloody underwear of several women were found inside that driver's truck.
Roy Nelsh, to me, really embodies evil. I mean, this to me was a pure embodiment of evil.
There is, to this date, only one woman who police know was able to escape Nelsh.
I was to the point where I felt desperate.
I'll get you out of this truck. That's what you got.
I already know I'm probably going to die, so I'm not going to go down without a fight.
Jeremy, it's important to note, no one outside of police has ever seen what you have uncovered.
The story, when you read it or hear about it, sounds like a movie.
So you may think you're the only survivor.
I do. I believe that I am.
To be honest with you, my initial thought was, I thought he was a serial killer.
Watch Monster Coming Out, now streaming.
I'm Jeremy Finley. This is the home of a mayor in Sumner County, and that is the mayor's name. But the mayor doesn't own this dumpster just on the other side of his property. It's owned by a new company that starts with the letters FU.
Everybody's outraged about it.
Are you a police officer? Are you guys Metro police officers? Are you guys all certified police officers? They're armed like police officers, wear vests that read police. So they're police, right?
These folks are indistinguishable from real police officers.
WSMV4 Investigates goes undercover to expose who they really are.
This is a public safety issue.
Are you a police officer? The Thin Blurred Line investigation tonight at 6. We went undercover in downtown Nashville and found Mason Schweppe alongside 2 off-duty police officers who showed us their licenses. And like his peers, Schweppe is wearing badges that read police. Paperwork for the state, though, shows he has no license to be a police officer and has not informed the state he works for any police force, only security. I looked up your background and you are not a certified police officer.
But I was at one time, though. Not in Tennessee, though.
You said that you're certified and you're actually not in the state of Tennessee.
Correct.
But you're wearing a badge that says police.
Private duty, though.
Have you ever heard of a private duty police officer?
There's no such thing.
And a big sticking point, the word police on their uniforms. In an email to WSMV4 Investigates, the agency that certifies police officers wrote, as far as uniforms, state laws have prohibitions related to the style of uniforms and badges worn by security guards or use of the word police on the uniform.
They're violating the law.
Third graders saw the dead bodies of their friends, not just coffins.
That's right.
Their classmates.
She knows what it feels like to be shot at.
Mary Joyce's 9-year-old daughter was on the 2nd floor of the Covenant School the day of the shooting.
I don't want any one of you to feel what this feels like.
So many students here, so many parents, grandparents, chanting for change. One of the chants that we've overheard is, quote, "You banned books, you banned and drag. Kids are still in body bags.
The Tennessee State House is about to vote on whether or not to expel 3 Democratic state representatives from their House seats.
I hereby declare Representative Justin Jones of the 57th Representative District expelled from the House of Representatives of the 113th Assembly of the State of Tennessee.
Can you summarize what this vote and the outcome of this means going forward, and that support and opposition you had?
I mean, moving forward, this is setting a precedent that any member who voices dissent or opposition can be expelled from the legislative body.
Aye 65, 30 nays.
Well, you just watched as Representative Gloria Johnson survives her hearing.
Gloria, why do you feel like there was a difference in the outcome between you and your colleague?
I will answer your question. It might have to do with the color of our skin.
Hi, buddy. He came out and he cried, and I was joyful that he made it here.
Who's that cute boy?
As quickly as a new life begins,
He started getting sick.
the universe reminds you it can end just as fast.
His left side of his heart did not grow properly.
The time was ticking.
Yeah.
Patience Klaus realized time was running out for her son, Mark Jr.
He made it to about Christmas, and he started deteriorating.
For 9 months, Mark lived in limbo between life and death at Cincinnati Children's Hospital, waiting.
Organ donation. They said that was his only chance.
Mark needed a new heart. Denise Bargo doesn't just walk with grief. She carries it with her just about everywhere she goes.
This is my baby Lena in her little urn.
My heart is broken.
When did you know that something was wrong with Lena?
And Lena started throwing up without a fever, and then she just went limp in my arms. And I gave her CPR. I gave her breath all the way to Corbin Hospital. I never stopped breathing for my baby.
A shunt that was supposed to be flushing spinal fluid off of Lena's brain stopped working, and just months before her 2nd birthday, Lena was declared brain dead.
I didn't want to let her go.
And so she didn't. Instead,
they let me lay in the bed with Lena and hold her all the way down.
She held on by giving part of Lena to someone else.
The surgical team was there to fly Lena's heart.
It turns out Mark Jr. was that someone else. When did you get the news?
2 of the transplant team doctors came in. They said, there's a heart available. And I was speechless. It was the perfect timing. I don't know if he would have waited much longer.
I'm so excited to see him.
The 2 families haven't met.
Then the destination is on the right.
Until now.
Can I feel your little heart beating?
Both mothers say they're right where they should be, in each other's arms.
Oh, thank you so much. This is God's little miracle. It's just so precious.
Lena didn't just save Mark Jr.
When Lena was in the hospital and her brain went to sleep, I got to feeling like I was having a heart attack.
As Lena was dying, doctors rushed her mother to another floor where blood work found cancer. Doctors say they caught it early.
Lena saved your life.
Yes, she did. Lena's our little hero.
In a way, Mark is a hero too. He's now the keeper of Lena's heart.
Mark's alive because of Lena, but Lena's heart is beating because of Mark. It's a precious gift to know that my baby's still alive.
We're all family now. We're all tied together.
Tennessee in 10, streaming your news and weather across the state in about 10 minutes.
Thanks for joining us for Tennessee in 10. I'm Amanda Hara at WSMV in Nashville. Take a look at this. You can watch as this tornado forms. As Harry Sullivan at WVLT in Knoxville explains, the FBI is now investigating.
Well, we've got new details this morning about the man that was captured after a months-long escape. He escaped in October. U.S. Marshals say they knew he was a flight risk ahead of his escape.
A man carried out deadly shootings at 3 different locations. Here's Taylor Tucker at WMC in West Tennessee.
A 15-year-old is fighting for her life after she and 4 other women were shot on Saturday night.
Cold is settling in for a lot of us across the state. Stefano DiPietro here with your first alert forecast.
And that'll be the big story for the week.
That does it for Tennessee in 10. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning with the big stories happening across the state. Have a great day.
Your news for the state of Tennessee in about 10 minutes. Tennessee in 10 starts now.
You may have seen them in your town. People holding signs, claiming to raise money for the funeral of a dead child.
Your heart bleeds, you say, oh my God.
Ma'am, is this child a real person? So why is it?
Excuse me, folks.
Each time WSMV4 investigates,
I'm Jeremy Finley with Channel 4.
Tries to talk to them, they run away.
This may be something larger than a Nashville thing.
The WSMV4 investigation Tuesday at 6.
Excuse me, hi. Hi, we're with Channel 4. I wanted to...
But we would soon learn she could understand us.
Who is on this poster? Your family? Did this happen here?
Yeah.
In Nashville?
Yeah.
Listen as I ask who she's raising money for.
For food here.
Okay, this looks, if you don't mind, can I look at your sign? Do you mind if I look at it real quick to see?
No, my sign, my job.
Your job?
Yeah.
Okay, how is this your job?
Sorry, I'm sorry.
We are once again on White Bridge Road, and yet again, people are out here carrying almost identical signs.
Listen, I want to ask you guys a couple questions about what you're doing. Are you related to this person?
Yeah,
Do you
family.
Your family?
Yeah.
A review of police reports from across the country reveal warnings about similar solicitors.
This is Connection and Country, the evolution of CMA Fest, brought to you locally by Bart Durham Law.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Tracy Cornett.
And I'm Marius Payton, and as you can see, we are in downtown Nashville, where tomorrow, country music's biggest party takes over.
But CMA Fest wouldn't exist without the fans, and man, have you shown up over the past 50 years.
Again, here we are, Nashville Underground on Broadway, giving you this amazing look at what's going on for fans, not only on the street, but also from the air as well.
I just talked to a group from Ohio, and they landed at BNA 30 minutes ago, and what's the first thing they do? They drive straight here.
Lauren, I'm in the best seat in the house here. I am in the lounge chair area here on Broadway, and I must say, when do you ever get to sit in a lounge chair on Broadway? Like, all I get to do is just people watch right now, and it is amazing. But Broadway has so much to offer this weekend. For now, Lauren, I'm just gonna chill here on this lounge chair. I'll send it back to you.
There are worse places to be, Marissa, and I would just like to remind everybody at home, both she and I are getting paid for this right now. It's remarkable.
Breland knows how country music success has been built in the past.
You don't have people that look like you that are already listening to the music. You have to try to find a way to bring them in.
With millions of views on TikTok for songs like My Truck.
Don't touch my truck.
Breland says social media is giving him the tools to convince executives that there is a market for his unique sound. His collaboration with Dierks Bentley for Beers on Me earning him a gold record touted on a sign outside of his publishing house, Reservoir Media.
In terms of just one song opening a million doors, this one is super special. I've also played at festivals where I'm looking out into a sea of faces that look nothing like me, and people have Confederate flags and shouting rhetoric that I don't agree with, and those moments are tough.
It's so nice to see you too. This is our home. At WSMV4, we care about your community, and it shows.
From the American Heart Association
to the American Cancer Society
And the Alzheimer's Association.
We walk alongside our community.
This is home.
Breaking news right now, a Belmont student is not expected to survive after she was shot in the head.
He was seen on surveillance video shooting towards a car, and it does not appear she was the suspect's target.
Her family is aware the suspect who shot her has a record of violent crime.
And Jeremy, you just exposed this very problem less than 2 weeks ago.
They wanted to prosecute Taylor on April 13th for aggravated assault. But when he was found to be incompetent to stand trial, his case was dismissed, and he was released from custody on May 19th. meaning he was free, police say, to shoot Belmont student Julian Ludwig. WSMV4 Investigates exposed this revolving door of 229 plus criminals in Nashville. When we spoke with District Attorney Glenn Funk on October 26th, listen to what he said about what would likely happen when the next criminal deemed incompetent to stand trial is released.
It's unbelievably frustrating because we know that there's going to be another victim within the next few weeks.
WSMV4 has just confirmed through talking with Jillian Ludwig's aunt that the 18-year-old died last night at Vanderbilt.
Would you say you're more angry at the system or the man who did this?
Our anger is with the system that allowed this to happen.
And that breaking news, 2 military helicopters crash overnight in southern Kentucky about an hour from Nashville.
During a routine training mission, an ambulance that appeared to have a draped American flag in the back of it.
There was a large explosion in the sky, almost looked like a firework went off.
Very somber mood here at Fort Campbell. We're the home of the Screaming Eagles, 101st. We've learned the name of one of the soldiers who died. His name is Caleb Gore. Gore's father described his son as a kind, compassionate, and gentle giant who was built like a tank. We have team coverage tonight. We want to get you out to Micah Warwick. He's live near the scene of that crash in Katie's.
This is what's left of the room where Sydney Moore was laying on top of her 1-year-old, shielding him from the tornado as her 4-month-old baby got sucked away.
The tip of the tornado came down and picked up the bassinet with my baby Lord in it.
They found baby Lord alive with just a cut on his face.
It looked like a little tree cradle.
These tornado victims had no idea until you told them.
We had to tell them, Marius, after the tornadoes, the National Weather Service investigators went out to examine damage. That's how they determine the strength of the tornado. That's also when they made troubling discoveries that so many homes were built without proper codes. Investigators documented that Resendez's home was secured to his foundation with only construction adhesive tape and nails. No bolts, no anchors, no screws. It takes just a second for a near collision. Let's slow it down. A Metro school bus is heading into an intersection just after noon on June 21st on Anderson Lane. The driver heading toward the bus has a red light, but he keeps on coming, not braking, swerving, barely missing the bus, and keeps on going. Pause the recording, and it's clear that's a state trooper vehicle.
It's a damn sex scandal going on in this police department that we're trying to get to the bottom of.
By the time the investigation was complete, 5 officers were fired and 3 others were suspended for having sex with Officer Megan Hall, some while on duty and on city property.
Are you involved in a sexual relationship with Megan Hall?
Yeah, I haven't had sex with Megan. We've met up after work a couple of times. We both kind of apologized and said, that can't ever happen again.
Officer Megan Hall got emotional as she was confronted.
Is this what people think of me? Do I have to come back? I don't want to work in an environment like this if they're thinking that about me.
This is Titans Game Day, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Fellas, obviously the topic du jour that everyone was talking about all week is the Titans get a rematch or get to face A.J. Brown, their former receiver. What's the key to containing him?
Tackle him. Let A.J. be physical. Titans need to get him on the ground and keep him from developing any momentum.
And then you're going to have to get a group tackle on him.
What is the thing that was most talked about amongst the guys in the locker room that you heard?
Well, guys, it's no surprise that the main topic of conversation this week has been A.J. Brown. Everyone's just so curious to know what it will be like to see your former teammate on the other side in another uniform.
I want no one to think this about A.J. A.J. versus Tennessee Titans. It's the Titans versus the Eagles.
Anything is possible with these Tennessee Titans on any given day. We thank you for joining us. Noon kick, Titans at Eagles. We'll have plenty of post-game coverage coming up later tonight on WSMV4. We'll see you next time.